Hello, everybody, and welcome to GameDay Squad's NFL live stream. That's a joke, but we all got the NFL jerseys on today. We're getting ready for the season. We love NFL fantasy as well. But we are here today with a special guest. I'm going to welcome Bailey to GameDay Squad's live stream, or as he might be better known in the community on Twitter as Bales TT. Welcome, mate. How you going?
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Callum. Good to be here. Well, you got, as I said we were chatting just before we went on. You guys had your NFL tops on, so I thought I've got to join the party. So I put my Rams top on with good old 99 with Aaron Donald there. So now looking forward to the season starting, and looking forward to this weekend of AFL. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got plenty of AFL fantasy footy left to go. Cal, mate, how you going? Sitting there in your CD Lamb jersey. I know you're all ready to go as well, bro.
Yeah, very pumped. I was doing some NFL stuff before, so I had this on, and then I went, you know what? My AFL team this year in GDS, we're petering out. Things aren't going too well the last few rounds. My season's in absolute shambles. I'm already looking towards the women's Aussie rules that we launched last week, which we're super excited about, and looking for other things as well. So yeah, don't take advice on me tonight because it hasn't been helping me lately.
You're like Dak Prescott in the pocket, mate, crumbling under pressure. But what we are here today is because of GameDay Squad. Create, coach, and compete. We're a fantasy sports platform. You can sign up today for free, open up your 30 free starter packs, and start building your dream squad. Guys, today what we're going to be doing in the live stream, we're going to do a grill the guest with Bales. I'm sure a lot of you know who Bailey is already, but if you don't, get to know him a little bit better. Then we're going to get into our team announcements, who we're all starting this week. I can't wait for that. We're going to do our buy, gift, sell, which I know a lot of you will be waiting in the chat for. It's probably the best part of the show. And then we get into our trusty lock of the round to wrap it all up. And then we're ready for a night and a weekend of footy. So without further ado, well, let's get right into it, hey? Cal, why don't you take us away this week, mate?
Yeah, happy to. Before we grill the guest, I've got a comment here from Harry that he's going to grill you and wind you up early. That Pats jersey is disgusting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good old. He's got the McCorkle jersey on too. Absolutely love it. But yes, get on to grilling Bales. Bales, we're stoked to have you on. You've obviously been around in the community for a fair bit. Obviously, you've had your GES team you've been playing now for a year. So really keen to see how you've gone with it. But as we ask everyone who first comes onto the stream, we're all about sport here. And we just want to know what started your love of sport and then what got you into fantasy sport.
Oh, geez. Starting with the sports side of things, I think I've just been involved with sport my whole life, like playing Auskick footy at the age of like 5 and 6 and doing that for a couple of years and sort of going from under 8s footy all the way through cricket, got into like 12, 13 years of age, and then basketball a bit during primary school. So I've sort of just been involved with sport my whole life. And then in terms of when fantasy came in, I remember I was just at my aunt and uncle's place. I think I was probably staying there for a few nights, and he was doing his fantasy, his AFL Dream Team at that point, it was called, with the good old, the grey logo and whatever. And he's just like, and I just sort of looked and I thought, this looks pretty cool. What's this? And then he just explained it, made my team for the back half. I remember I had like Andrew Gaff, Luke Shuey, Jack Stephen, like rookies back in the day. So that was quite sort of cool to think about back at too. But yeah, since then I've just been hooked, and it's just been as me and Tim like to say on the fantasy fanatic, it was just I'm just a fanatic of not only AFL fantasy, just like NFL, which we mentioned before, and do a little bit NBA, BBL, EPL. There's plenty of fantasy sports to get involved in. So just sort of just love it all.
No, that's awesome to hear, mate. And we are definitely fantasy fans as well. So I might piggyback off the back of what you were just talking about at the end there. So, you dipped your toes into the fantasy scene, started playing yourself. But what inspired you to become this sort of presence in the AFL fantasy scene and all of these different other sports? And as we've got on the screen right now, you can see Bales' Twitter at there. You do heaps, mate, on Twitter. You're a bloody legend. So was there an inspiration for you heading into that scene, or you just sort of wanted to test yourself and dove straight into it?
I don't really know exactly why I started. I remember like a while ago, I did like FIFA videos, like when I played that a fair bit. So I did those videos. I think I went into NFL highlights videos for a little bit there as well for a year. So just sort of I love fantasy, and it's probably when I moved into journalism for my degree, and I was just like thinking, what do I want to do when I finish my degree? And I was sort of thinking, well, I love I want to do something I love. So I love fantasy. If I could do like something involving fantasy, a full-time job, that's exactly what I want to do. So I sort of just started making the videos a couple of years ago, just on a Friday night and a Sunday afternoon after footy. And then obviously met Tim Guest, the other half of the AFL Fantasy Fanatics, and we did Twitter Space the AFLW last year, and we just really got on. It just the chemistry worked well, and I said, mate, do you want to sort of join together and do a podcast? And he said, yeah, mate. Look, sounds like a good idea. So we just sort of teamed up together, and we've done it this year, and it's been fantastic. So it's just sort of been like just unraveled. It's almost been like an onion, just like sort of peeling off the layers, just like layer after layer. It's just sort of just fit into place, which has been great.
Yeah, awesome. And you jumped onto GDS, and I'm keen because I know you've obviously been in the fantasy community for a while. Talk me through how you found you starting with GDS and then how you've gone across the year. How's your season developed? I know you were just saying there before you've got someone in your starter pack, so I'm like, no, keep it full when you go live.
Yeah.
Talk us through, how's your journey been?
Yeah, it was great. I remember I was in America for my uni. I did like a uni exchange for 6 months, and it sort of I think it was off of it was Jane Popowski and I think Kerm from Draft Doctors. It just this GameDay Squad thing came up, and I'm just like, this looks interesting. So I clicked into it, and instantly I'm just like, this is amazing. Like it combines three things that I've heavily been involved in my life: AFL fantasy, opening packs of like footy cards, doing that as a kid all the time, and then like FIFA Ultimate Team for the people out there that have played Ultimate Team, or even like NBA Ultimate Team or whatever. So it's just sort of all those three things. And I thought, brilliant. I'll register for the last 2-3 rounds of the year, but being in the US, I couldn't. It wouldn't let me without a VPN and all this stuff. So I thought I'll get into it at the start of this year, and it's been great. And then obviously doing the opening up the AFLW packs and stuff like that, getting keen for that. But as you're saying before, I got the starter packs on, was it Monday? And I was like, I need some mids and forwards, and gave me another ruck, 2 rucks out of the 3. And I'm like, I don't need rucks. I've already got Gary Seymour. It's already set. So I've got my ruck all sorted. So I need mids, but unfortunately didn't get the luck of the draw. So hopefully on Monday coming up, we get some better luck there.
Yeah, mate.
The pack odds.
Yeah, those pack odds were not in your favour, were they?
No.
Bales, you are from Adelaide, as I found out. We went to Perth, met at the DT event, and you're a Crow supporter, and unfortunately, very unfortunately, Callum's a Port Adelaide supporter, and I have to hear it all the time about their win streak, Ken 10, all the most of it. Does it make you feel just as uncomfortable being with him as myself?
Oh, well, Callum was getting into me at the Perth show, and he's saying, "Oh, we're going to win the premiership." No, I'm joking. I don't mind too much. We all know who the big brother is in South Australia, so the Crows. We're coming. We're we're 10th now. I don't know if we'll make finals this year. We're still a chance, but our Port have had a very good season. And people said about the 4 lost in a row, but that's probably more being down to just sort of circumstance with like illness and a few injuries, and just sort of they've played away a couple of times well. So I'm sure Port will be fine, and we'll see how they go in the finals, because they want to. If Ken wants to start a job, I think they want to probably try and get pretty far in September.
Well, I hope we don't get far in September if that's what's going to keep him around. But no, I tell you what, did you see the Port jerseys that dropped this week?
They look good.
I would happily cop another couple of losses to get my hands on one of them. Every time I go to the store, they're sold out. So any of your mates in South Australia, if they're going by headquarters there at Port, please pick me up one. I'm happy to pay for it.
I've always thought that with the Guernseys they brought at this time, like for the round coming up, I thought I love the Port Guernseys from like sort of that era, like those Guernseys. I remember that, was it Clash Guernsey or away Guernsey, the one, the lightning bolts, like the teal fully coloured, that was like Port Adelaide power, whereas now it's sort of gone into a bit of a different, sort of more black. So it's sort of just, I don't know. I like the Guernsey they bring out this weekend. So
yeah, me too. Let's talk some actual fantasy now. We're obviously all in NFL jerseys because it's that time of the year. I've been listening to heaps trying to prep for my draft for that, about sleepers and players to avoid. You hear some crazy things at this time of year for your preseason, but no one ever pulls you up on them. So I want to go flip back to the start of the year. Who was someone that you had as a big sleeper this year, and someone who you had as a big player to avoid, and how'd those picks turn out for you?
Probably biggest in terms of the biggest one I was high on at the start of the year was it's probably people are going to look at it and go, oh, it wasn't really a good like sort of a surprise, but I was pretty big on the Bont. It was in my in AFL fantasy terms because I didn't have him Bont in my game day squad. I only got him a few weeks ago, which I was very happy to finally get the Bont. But it was sort of Bont, McRae, and Bailey Smith were the three everyone was talking about, and I was thinking, oh, do I go Bont or McRae? And I thought Bont. People have like a few guys have left there. Dunkley being the main one, so I thought Bont will play full-time mid, I think, because they've got other forwards to cover. So he was the one I was quite high on and end up working out really well. He's obviously one of the top few scorers across every format there is.
Oh, yeah.
And then the one that I was really cold on, which turned out really, really bad, was Nick Dacos. Yeah, I saw that tag game and I thought, yeah, I'm not really keen on starting with him. And of course, if I packed him in game day squad's brilliant because you can keep him for however long you want. So if I get him, that was great. But with AFL fantasy, it was just I wasn't really keen to start with him after that tag, and yeah, it didn't quite quite turn out too well. And I thought he didn't sort of set the world alight at the back end of last year. I know he averaged like high sort of in the 90s, but there was a lot of 60s there. So I thought if I can sort of avoid that in a popular pick, would go well, but it went anything but well. Went really bad. So because it creates a domino effect. Doherty gets injured round 5. You got to pivot. You got to get Dacos then. So I mean, they couldn't get Dawson until round 13 or 14. So yeah, they're probably the two.
Yeah, unfortunately though, you weren't alone with that one. I think there was a fair amount of the community scared with that one. So yeah, that's I get that one.
I'm not complaining with the gold Dacos though. So
yeah, you'd be stoked with that. Although wrong time of the year to get it for him, hey, out for the rest of our season. But
I remember I was telling you on Sunday when I spoke to you that I was tossing up between silver Jake Lloyd and gold Dacos, and I still think Dacos gold will still be able to match Lloyd, and it cost me over 100 game day squad points. And I would have finished top 20 for the week if it wasn't for that silly call. So yeah.
Could have had a pack opening on here. We could have kept it for the show, but we've got some more later on. But I think you got one more question for him, Tom.
Sure do. But before we get into that question, I just want to highlight this comment that was left there. It's a sad day, mate. The GOAT is retiring. Cal, I know he's been one of your favourite players over the past year and a half. No, that's a joke, Bales. Callum has been off Jack Siegel from set go. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for everyone, we won't have to hear the Zeeble cries again, Cal. This is it.
I can still give it. Yeah, I can still talk about him if you want, but everyone's sick of it now. It's been going on for 2 years. But all we need is the Zeeble retirement and the announcement of Ken leaving in the same week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Bales, mate, you just touched on you had a chat with Callum over the weekend, and as I mentioned before, it was good enough that I could meet you in Perth at the DT event, which we hosted. Which what a bloody ripper weekend! It's not very often that I get to talk AFL for a full weekend living in Sydney. NRL always seems to creep its way back into the conversation. So that was so refreshing, mate, and it was beautiful. But some would say it was heaven on earth for me. But anyway, what was this sort of the conversation about? Is there maybe something you want to talk about?
Just be doing a few things with you guys, producing a little bit of content, which is going to be really good. Looking forward to the AFLW starting. And
look at this, I got this ready for you, buddy.
Love it, love that. That graphic's really good. Love it. Maybe not so much the port sweater, but no, very very happy to be on board and creating some content for you guys across the AFLW and then beyond.
Yeah, we couldn't be more stoked to have you, mate. That is, I've been keeping my lips shut a little bit about it. Like, how good, mate. I'm so happy to have you on board. Ripper bloke. Mate. And obviously, you know what you're talking about. If you haven't listened to Bailey's stuff, his pods, everything, go give it a listen. Because if you don't know what you're doing, he will quickly inform you of all of that good stuff. But why don't we quickly give a Discord plug? Why I'm plugging this is because we run a competition every single week on our Discord. And what we ask of everyone is to guess the highest scoring fantasy player for a particular round. And if you can get that correct, you get a free pack on us. And additionally, if you can guess the exact score as well with that, you get a bonus pack on top. So it is as simple as just commenting who you think is going to be the highest scorer for a particular round in the score, and you never know, you might just win some free packs. So join the Discord. It's free, and good luck, everybody, on that. But I might pull up this question here. Yes, from Timo Bales. What's your GDS team name, mate? We saw the Bales boys. Do you want to inform everyone what is your GDS team name?
Bales Nails. So I've just kept. I don't know why that name. So that was my fantasy name from a few years ago, and it originally was Bailey's Blasters. So I probably should have kept it just to sort of for nostalgic. But we've gone to Bales Nails just probably more for the rhyming stuff. But yeah, that's the team there on the screen. Yeah, not gone too badly. Hef's got me covered though.
There's definitely a couple of teams with Bales in their name or Bailey in their name that I think people were confusing you with. I know there was one in particular that finished second over the last weekend. And I always see it and I always think it's you. And then I always have to remember, no, that's not you. But you are doing pretty well.
I wish it was me.
You're doing well. You've got that laird in the middle. Talk us through your team. You've said a little bit before about how it's come along over the journey. It's good to finally get a point. You've got English in there. Yeah,
English gang. Of course, he's got English over Rowan Marshall. Let's go. You're a smart cookie, mate.
Yeah. So in terms of the team, yeah, it's come along nicely. Sort of over the season, I bought a few packs at the beginning of the season. Haven't bought too many packs as the season's gone because I've been pretty happy with my team. So, but no, when we opened a few packs earlier, getting a gold Doherty there, which was nice. I got a gold Dacos, which we can't see because unfortunately won't be there for us here, which is sad. But yeah, a couple of trades as well. I remember I think I had a silver Dacos, swapped it for a Dawson just because Crows fan. I wanted Dawson. I wanted more points. So got him there. Yeah, the Platinum Lad. Shout out to Kerm, legend of a bloke that sort of cheekily said this. Just like I met him at the Adelaide event, and I just said, mate, I love Lad. My favourite player. He's like, mate, do you want to? I've got a spare Platinum Lad for you. So I was just like, thanks, mate. So he's been sitting. Oh yeah, it was so great to start. First play in the club was Laird, so it set me off, which is great. And he's been there for a few weeks just because I've had a bit of spare cash. I probably don't have as many silvers as what I'd like. I'd probably like a Butters, Canelio, Taranto, Sicily. There's a few bronze there. I'd prefer them to be silvers and maybe that Platinum Lead to be another gold or a silver, but not too bad anyway. So pretty happy with the team, and hopefully we can build on it in the years to come.
I tell you what, that Joey Danaher is a bit of an eyesore though. Must be tough to look at that one every week.
Well, he actually surprisingly goes quite well. I think he's had a couple of bad weeks in there, but most weeks he's been playing pretty well, playing a bit more at the ground in the ruck, getting involved and scoring a lot of points. So he's actually been all right. And I haven't got too many other forwards besides him. Like there might be a Dylan Moore, Jeremy Cameron, Bronze that could go in over him. And I thought, well, I've got spare cash. Dan Herb doing quite well, so we'll chuck him in there and hopefully he can pop off for a few good weeks.
Yeah, that golden, though, goodness, that is one good-looking card.
That was another one. Yeah, another one. That and Dacos were the two that I got pretty stoked when I saw them turn around. I was just like, they're going to be very, very useful for not just this year, but in the years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, mate, I might move it on to my team, show you who I'm starting this week. And quite similar to you, I thought maybe I was doing a little bit of a pod move here, but I've gone the double Carlton defenders, Sam Doherty and Nick Newman, which I just saw you had as well. So great minds think alike, they say, mate. And clearly we're on the same wavelength there. So that's a big change for me this week in my defending group. I subbed out Nick Dacos as well. Like many others, I'm sure, out there. Gold Dawson. So that's actually been like my day one card. So you know your Rory Laird?
Yeah.
I ripped this Jordan Dawson out of like my first ever Game Day Squad pack. And I don't think it's left that spot since. There's not been 1 week I've ever thought about benching him, dropping him. He is the captain, the man, the heart and soul of this team, brother. Very good.
I'm pretty sure we're on a live stream once. You still had him in there. He was on the bye and you were trying to make the case for him. He's having the week off and you still wanted to play him.
Exactly, bro. His score is he's just too much of a jet. How can you not have him in there? Some things, I've put Oliver in there in anticipation that he will be healthy this week. This has been a roller coaster of a year for the man. I think I've heard some rumors that he should be in. Let's hope so. I got Tom Green back in after dismantling my Sydney Swans last week in the midfield. Gosh, he looks so good coming back off that injury. So I thought, get straight back in, mate. Back into my starting lineup. I've gone Sarong over Brayshaw this week, which I have done quite commonly throughout the season. Bontempelli, English gang. Zachy Butters back into my forward line. Cal, I spoke to you last weekend about how he was sitting on my bench and I was crying about it. I'm like, this guy's too good at playing footy. He needs to get back in my best 6. And Luke Jackson's subbing in this week for me over Silver Flanders. So bit of an interesting play. I've also dropped Harry Sheasel out of that forward group, to get in that Bronze Cogs over Bronze Dunkley. I'm liking the Cogs matchup more.
I was just about to say, ask about that, about the Cogs call over Dunkley. I think Cogs got Port in Adelaide, and Dunkley's got the Crows of the Gabba. So you went Cogs over Dunks.
I seem like every week I do one or the other. I get it wrong. So I'm hoping this week I can break the curse because, I haven't been able to get the better matchup so far this year, or at least the past couple of rounds. But, the big name there, Luke Jackson. I'm loving the WA matchup that we're going to get this weekend. And I'm just trying to you can see Luke Ryan, Sarong, and Jackson. I was even thinking about Brayshaw as well, but thought maybe 3 would be enough. So I'll pick up the breaks there.
Yeah. Love it.
And let's move on. I just want to pull this up. I prepared this before the show. Now, this is an actual comment on one of our YouTube videos for the show we do. This is from @EnglishGang23. And if you can't read it, I got you. Don't worry. English Gang, stand up. Rowan Marshall got nothing on the King of the Rocks. I'd rather have Laddams than Rowan Marshall right now.
Wowie. You've done that. You've created your first burner and started commenting on the show. There's no other way that someone would create that. If not, hey, that's a pretty good handle to hang on to. I'll tell you what, if it isn't you, Tom, that's made it, definitely inbox him because I'm sure you'd buy that handle just for to have in the future.
Whoever's account this is, come forward for the next couple of lives, and all of the packs I get in buy, give, sell are coming straight to you. You are a legend. I want to pull up this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I can't take my eyes off that legend English. Man, imagine packing that.
Yes.
That thing would be just beautiful to get, wouldn't it? But I see this comment here. Picks are wrong, Brayshaw. So would you suggest that I go the 4? Do I play 4 Freo players? I would like to get your thoughts on that. But we'll move it on, Cal, whilst we get a response there, mate. Take us through your team this week. What's going on?
My team, like I said, I'm in shambles. I can't make the top 10. I'm dropping backwards now. There's only got a few rounds left. So the only thing I really care about here is the weekly competition. So my team's a little bit vanilla at the moment. I actually haven't done too much moving it around. There's every chance that I sit down tomorrow afternoon and it actually changes a bit. Try to get a few more pod players in there because at the moment I've kind of got the team that I want. So I was kind of thinking, do I play the Oliver? Now I've got a rule. Don't play a player straight back out of injury because I've been burnt so many times. But I reckon it's time to go back on that rule. If I had
the Tom Green rule,
just because of the seasonal results. So, it's pretty vanilla there. I'm keen to get your thoughts on it, Bales. But I don't think there's anything too adventurous outside of maybe me having Rowan Marshall in there. But I reckon that's more just to stick it to Tom rather than I actually think that Rowan Marshall is going to be the man. So,
I love it. No, I love the squad, mate. See the bloody good old Flanders there, which is nice. Horn France on the bench there. Got his first career AFL fantasy ton, which was good to see him do there. But mate, I'm loving all the silver and then the 1 gold. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to that point at some stage.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I believe we're going to get to that right now, aren't we, Tom? We've got a very good segment. Unless you want us to add something about my team.
No, I like the team this week. Got Rory Laird back in there. Haven't seen him in your squad for a little bit. Should be good. A lot of different players. Normally we play quite similar teams and it's quite close, but this could be a week where you either blow me out of the water or it's vice versa. So I'm interested to see how that matchup goes.
How many points separate you guys? Because you're 13th, Tom, and Callum, you're 15th. So how many points separate you two?
I think I'm closer to 7th than he is to me. So it's I'm running away with this, mate. I think it's about 600 or 800 points splitting us.
Stop it. It was 200 going into last week. And then
smoked you last week, baby.
You smoked me last week because I'd worked it out. I needed like 40 points a week. And I'm like, it's doable. It's doable. And then, it hasn't been good since then. So, no, I've given up on trying to chase Tom. I'm sure you're going to enjoy hearing that. I care more about the lock of the round now, which we'll get to at the end. Trying to win some of those weekly competitions.
All right, here we go. Favorite part of the live stream, mate. This is our buy, give, sell, Bales. You're going to open up all 3 packs tonight. But what I'm going to have to get you to do beforehand is to pick someone in the chat and you're going to nominate them before we open the pack. And they're going to receive 1 card of your choice from the pack.
Yeah.
Another card you're going to keep for yourself. So you're nominated and say, I want to keep this card for me. I'll trade it over to you after the show. And the last card in that pack is going to go on the transfer market for 1 cent. So make sure you got your apps downloaded. You have got your browsers ready to go after the show because they're going to be listed shortly after. But Bales, do you want to pick someone from the chat? I might let you take it away and let's get into a pack opening and get some legend vibes in the chat. Let's go.
I know you've brought some people over from your stream, so if you see someone that's come across and you want to give them a bit of love, please do. Let us know in the chat because there are some goodies to give away. Hopefully, this is the week we get the legend. Hey, Tom, I know we've been saying it on air. Hef's been trying every single week since the season started. He hasn't got close, so maybe it's due. It's due.
Well, the first person I'll pick in the chat, he's been getting involved with the Twitter space and the YouTube stuff for me, and I've seen his name a lot. And a legend of a bloke, Andrew. I'm going to pick Andrew Domahidi for the first one.
And he has asked for the competition code. So that is a common question. I'm not sure if, Andrew, if you've played with GDS for a while. So there isn't a code to join our competitions. So just by submitting a team and having it either over or under the set salary cap of 12 million, you'll either automatically be entered into the classic or the champion competition. So if you want to, there is some details. We can maybe put some stuff into the link for that. I might do that while time that you're opening the pack. But there is only codes for private competition. So you don't need one of them to get started for the public stuff. So you open up the pack, Tom, and Andrew, I might send something your way.
We go. No big animation. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's about what's inside. Silver, gold. McLean. Ambrosio. Oh, Chandler. That's what you have to work with. You need buy, gift, sell, Bales. Rip in, mate. Go for it.
All right, so I'm going to, so that's D'Ambrosio there. I'm going to, I'll gift the McLean gold to Andrew just because the golds are the rare ones. So I'll give him the best one there. I'll keep the Chandler, I reckon. I think that his career should go pretty well. So, and being an SA boy as well, got to stay in the home state. And then I'll sell the D'Ambrosio one. So any Essendon fans out there can snap him up.
Beauty. How good's that? How good. Round 2. Do you want to pick someone from the chat, man? Who's gonna be blessed with this pack?
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Luke Skipper because he was the first one that sort of said keen, please. So I'll go him as he was the first one in there. So
big Skip. Common member of the show. We love him around here. And no big animation, but here we go. The medium. You got a platinum, a gold, and a gold. So for a common pack, this is quite rare to get. But what players do we have? Oh,
that's all right.
Oh, that's good. What do you mean it's all right? You had a great matchup this week. Oh,
that's another good one.
Okay.
Oh, your boy Harry.
Harry.
Do you have a Luke Jackson? You do. What was it? Is it gold? Oh, sorry, bronze at the moment?
Yeah, I've got the bronze Jackson, yeah.
And didn't he tee off Sunday afternoon? Wasn't that fun to watch?
Want the upgrade?
This is a tough choice, actually.
Very tough.
Dynasty the obvious one is you sell Cunningham. That's I think the given because the other two are going to be quite rare and for different reasons. I think Jackson will be a good play for the rest of the year, and if Darcy was to leave Freo, then that would be an awesome card to have because he probably still be a forward next year. And then Sardis has got obviously probably going to be a good card to have in the future.
Got that dynasty value, I know. So it's a tough choice. It's like a win now play, or do you go?
The real win here is skip because finally, like we do this a lot, and not many times do we actually get it where it's a good decision where it
does
goes.
Anyone know? Here, so. Does anyone know if Skip is a Freo or an Essendon fan at all? Because that would maybe help my decision. If he was a Freo fan, I'd send him the Jackson one, but.
Skip, let us know. I know Skip started playing the game on the rugby league side. So he's ventured over to the AFL to pick that up. So maybe, let us know who you want, Skip.
Let us know. You're getting the choice. How good.
Because I'm leaning towards gifting him the Jackson and I'll keep the Sardis just because I don't have any Sardis cards at all. Whereas Jackson, I've got the bronze. So I thought I'll get a new player in the club. But that's my original thinking. Freo, please, brother. Yeah, perfect. There you go. Yeah, Luke, you can have the Jackson of the Sardis, mate. Good stuff.
That's got to
Pleasure
be
doing business, Skip. How good's that?
That's one of the best cards we've given away this year
Yeah.
on this for the buy sell hold. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Baz, you're going to pick the last person there before we open this third one here for you.
All right. And this one, so I've gone a different reason for everyone, the three. And the fact that Darcy Blom has called me so cool and handsome, it's got to go to Darcy there. So he'll get the final one there. So thanks, Darcy, for the compliment there. If you mean it, then fantastic. If you want the pat, then you get the pack anyway. So it's great.
Yeah, it's worked. It's worked. Well done, Darcy. Let's see how we go.
Smart man. He knew what he was doing. Again, in the good books.
Not the first time. Yeah. People learning on the stream what gets their answers picked.
I know every time it's me, I just see English gangs in the chat. I don't know why. Apple, okay. Silver. Wardlaw, gold.
Ooh.
Oh!
That's too good again.
All right, I have to say it. This is 100% the best pack opening overall we've ever done on the live stream.
Which says a lot.
You have the touch. You have the touch.
Yeah.
Where do you go here, mate? This is huge. Huge.
This is okay. Well, we're going to sell Heppel because obviously he's. I think he's retiring. I'm pretty sure. I think that I saw.
If
that
he isn't,
somewhere.
he's very close to it.
I'm not yet, and if he hasn't yet. But this again, this is very similar to the last one, but it's also a lot harder, this one, because Wardlaw again looks like a gun and could be one for the future, but Sick Dog is obviously one of the top few defenders. So,
and from memory, you have a bronze Sick Dog currently in your team.
And I don't have a Wardlaw.
Right?
And I don't have a Wardlaw. Yes, that's where I'm puttling for that one. But again, if Darcy, mate, if you're a Hawthorn fan or a North Melbourne fan, that would probably help. But yeah, it's going to be quite a tough choice, this one. But it's funny. Sardis was number 5. Jackson was number. What number was Jackson? Number 9, and then we get the two number 6s here. Okay,
number
no, that in my head I thought it was more 3, 6 than a 5, but no, scrap what I just said. Don't even worry about it. Yeah.
Totally saying you've got to be on every week. And if you missed it at the start, we were saying that you are going to be jumping on for our Women's Aussie Rules and doing a fair bit of stuff with us over the next few months as we gear up for that. So lots happening in that space. If you haven't jumped on over to our website and checked out all the blogs, we've started all the work for that. The app is up and running. Tom, I don't know if you can pull it up there, and after when we've got there, if you haven't seen it, jump in, get those 30 free starter packs or 30 free players from the starter packs and start building your squad. Because like we said at the start as well, Bailey, you get the 3 players every week. So if you start that now, then you should have a good bunch ready for round 1. But very keen to get you involved in that content, and very keen to get you on a pack opening video, maybe opening some packs for me if this is what the luck's going to be like.
Yeah. Well, it's been pretty good. Darcy's saying there he's a Dons supporter, but he'll pass on the Heppel. So that doesn't surprise with the call there. But mate, if you got a preference, would you rather Sick Dog? Would you rather Wardlaw? I'm leaning towards gifting you Wardlaw, gifting you Sicily. Sorry, and I'll keep the Wardlaw. But
what's a dynasty player? I like it.
If he's a fan of the other, then I'll
lock that in. I reckon, Bales. Do it. Yeah. You can't be not happy with getting a Sicily. So
I'll gift him the Sicily, and I'll keep the Wardlaw.
Well, here it is, women's game. Everyone ready to go. Make sure if you already have GameDay Squad, get in, start filling out your team, get your extra players.
Do you have a Kira Bowers in your team?
Sorry, I'm just looking at the midfield there.
I don't. I'll get one by the start of the season because I'm going to open up my packs on Monday, and I know I've got one waiting for me on Monday, so it's all good. I'll have one by the season start. Don't worry, boys.
I reckon that the one I like, there's the Lucy McAvoy one. I reckon she's going to have a good season at Sydney, being one of the co-captains there.
Yeah, we've definitely got some stuff we're going to be building into the game. So if you are brand new to the women's game, hopefully we're going to have a few more details in there, like 2020, last season's ranks, different things like that, last season's averages, as we continue to develop the platform. But Tom, what are we going on to next? Surely it's time for
your favorite part.
Yeah. Well, it was my favorite when I was winning. It definitely was my favorite when Kerm was like 3 from 10. He's making a comeback here, as you can see. And just to recap what this is, lock of the round.
My crown. Where's my crown?
Yeah, you haven't won yet. You haven't won yet. You're wearing a Mac Jones jersey. You don't get a crown on your head. We pick a player every week. We say what score they're going to be locked in for. The rule is you can't pick them twice unless you're me and accidentally pick Jordan Dawson twice. But if you do that, you do get a 0. Really simple. If they go over your score, you get what you lock them in for. If they go under it, you get a 0. So you can see there, Tom, you are in the lead, but you're within striking distance of everyone but the community. So Bales, you're going to give your pick in a moment. But Tom, if you jump over on our Monday weekly show, we've locked in. You can see I went Libba for 125 points this week. And then, Tom, you've gone Andy Brayshaw, 128. And Kerm's gone Hayden Young only for 118, which is very me of him to lock it in for so long. For so
you had Jack Steele last week for 115. No criticism from you, mate. All right. Anyone else? Fair. Bales wants to have a crack. Have a crack. But Bales, you can see there, we do have our community section. So it means we need to pick.
Yeah. So can I pick anyone I want? I'm not locked out of anyone and can go for who I like?
Sure,
yes.
man.
Yep.
Whoever you like.
All right. So who am I? I'm trying to go through these games and sort of think who's the one I'd want to go. Oh, I've got a spicy one in my head. I'm not sure if I want to go the spicy one or not. If I want to go the safe one to try and get the points for the community. So,
well, if it makes you feel any better, there is no prize if the community does get up. It's just, us or losing to the community. So don't feel like you're costing them much. If go for the spicy one, I want to hear what it is.
Well, I've got a spicy one, but I think I'm going to go with my other pick. But I'll say what my spicy one was, though. My spicy one was Tom Stewart to go over 115 points because good matchup against Collingwood with Sicily going 160 last week. So I think Stewart will have a pretty good week. But I'm not going him. I'm staying on brand. If anyone's followed me for a while, they know it's in my contract wherever I go. Rory Ladd's name's got to be mentioned at least once. So I haven't said him yet. So his name will come in here. So Rory Ladd will come in here. And I think Rory Ladd against Brisbane at the Gabba, I think he goes 120.
Nice.
I'm going to put there. I was thinking 110, but I think I'll go a bit high and go 120, I reckon.
Nice. I love it. I'm really excited to see how you manage to get the Rory Ladd drops in for the Women's Aussie Rules shows and the different things we're going to be doing, because it's easy to drop his name as per your contract when we're talking about the men's game. But the women's, I'm very curious to see how you're going to work your magic on that one. Yeah,
hopefully attend some games and I see him there and I can just I saw Rory Ladd the AFLW on the weekend. That might be where I get it. So
yeah,
how good. But that's going to wrap us up for a live stream. Bales, mate, I want to just say thank you so much for hopping on board. So glad that we could announce, you're going to be working with us a lot more closely. So everyone in the chat, everyone who's still here, yes, we packed Bales in a pack and we made sure we secured the bag. So don't worry.
Legend version.
We did what we had to do. Exactly. We picked up our first legend out of packs and it was Bales DT at Twitter. If you haven't followed him already and you are here, please get to his Twitter @. He's got so much good fantasy advice that you need to be reading. Otherwise, you're just missing out and you're not going to know what to do for your lineup. So, mate, I appreciate your time, everything you've done for us today. Mate, cheers.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Cal. Pleasure jumping on and good to see some good pulls there. It was really nice. Really enjoyed the stream. So I look forward to doing it again at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you jump on our Discord, guys. Have a chat to us. More than happy to talk all things Aussie rules, even the other sports we've got going on. If you got any trade offers for our Legend Bales card, please hit us up as well. We'd love to hear what you've got. But really well done. Love the pack openings we've got. We've got to get a full length pack opening going now, Tom. You can't not after that performance.
Yeah, no, we will after that performance, mate. I might even get him to start opening packs on my account just quietly. But anyway.
I'd love to get a bit of that luck on my channel. Obviously, getting Dacos, Gordon, and Doc and a few good goals is nice, but it's been a while since I pulled a good one. So, hopefully that can translate to mean I can get a legend card because, it's been a while.
Yeah, beauty. Good luck, everyone, in your fantasy leagues this weekend, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers for coming.